hello. Welcome to today's YouTube video where we are going to be talking about journaling for business because I wholly believe in the power of the pen. Check out today's episode. I love journaling. That's why I produced a journal, because I have a real need for lots and lots and lots of pages. So I produced a really chunky monkey journal. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about how you can use journaling in your business. And the first thing that I want to say is that journaling is whatever you want it to be. Okay? There are no rules. What I find is that lots of people come to me and go, I'd love to journal, but I can't quite get this journaling practice going on. And people talk about the fact that you've got to sit down and journal every day, and there seems to be a whole load of rules to it, and yada, 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 yada. And it feels like a big thing. I just want to run through some do's and don'ts. Always keep your journal close by. Really, really important. Your journal is your place for you to download information, to include anything that's going on in your world, to add whatever feels right for you at the right time, because there aren't any rules. You know, the power of the pen is incredible. Using the pen is incredible. And the fact that you can use a pen not only allows you to retain information, because you could do that online, you could type away and you could do that online, but also it allows you to take emotion out of things that are coming up in your world, to take emotion out of stuff that is happening and stuff that's going on. It allows you to see things with a greater level of clarity, and it allows you to process much better. So always keep your journal close by. Use it when you need to. Capture things in a way that works for you. So there is no right and no wrong. You know, lots of people get caught up in, should I bullet journal? Should I freehand journal? How should I journal? What should it look like? Work with what's right for you. There is no right or wrong. Your journal is your own practice in your own way, and it is a place where you are going to bring together the information that's going to work for you in your world, in however format that looks. So if you're a bullet point kind of gal, get your bullet points out. If you're a freehand paragraph kind of writer, do that. Don't try and fit into a box that isn't necessarily even there. Muse, discuss, have conversations with yourself if that works for you. Use it to capture ideas. Use it to uncover things that are keeping you stuck. Use prompts if you need to, but you don't have to. Journaling is a very personal practice. Don't feel like you've got a load of rules. Think that you can get it wrong. Feel like you need to do it for a certain length of time, or at a certain time of day, or in a certain way. Don't always rely on prompts. Sometimes let it free flow. So journaling is about you creating a practice that works for you. And it might be that you just have a journal on your desk and you write things down as they come up, and that you can unpick them and that you can go deeper into them. It might be that you're the sort of person who grabs their cards each and every morning and pulls a card of the day. Use your journal to go a little bit deeper into what that card is telling you, what's coming up for you. It may be that you are going to use your journal predominantly to improve your mindset. There are so many ways, potentials and possibilities for you to use journaling in your business to take you to a new level and a new place, not only of self-understanding, but also of developing and evolving ideas, also of turning off some of the tabs that are in your brain, because when we've got, you know, so many things on our mind and so many tabs open inside of our head, that can become really overwhelming, and it can become really difficult to search through everything that's going on in your head, and you can end up with that basketball, that beach ball of death that says, you know, too many tabs open, we've stalled now. So using your journal can help you with all of those things. So first off, capturing ideas. Now, this is about the fact that often ideas can fleet through your head. And a concept that I absolutely loved reading about in Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic, is that sometimes ideas drop in, and sometimes if you don't use those ideas, or you don't capture those ideas, or you don't give those ideas any attention, what happens is those ideas are given to somebody else. Now, that can feel a little bit woo, but it can also feel quite relevant. What I'm saying is that not always are you in the place to execute on things all of the time. As an entrepreneur, you will have stacks and stacks of ideas, stacks of things flying through your mind, stacks of we could, or we should, or we might, or I could think about doing this or that or the other, or and what you need to do is you need to capture those. And I talk about putting the ideas into the nest. So we're going to sit on them, we're going to keep them warm, we're going to know that they're safe, we're going to know that we're not going to forget them because they're in our journal, and it allows you to then move on and do other things. So your journal can be used to capture ideas even before you are ready to implement them. And in the journal that I prepared, I'll put the links to it underneath, I have a little area where you can capture those ideas in the same way as the BFG captures dreams. So that is your idea capturing jar. And you can use that concept to capture your ideas and make sure that you keep them safe. The other thing is that you can take ideas and you can work on them even more. You can dissect them down. You can brainstorm around them. You can bring them out to their fruition, to their fullness, to their maturity by grabbing hold of your pen and seeing what else comes up around those particular ideas, which will allow you to make them even more awesome, to be fair. You can also journal around elements of your business to see, where your resistance lies. Is there certain things that come up that have a level of resistance within them? Are there certain things that are coming up that you need to have a system behind? Are there things that you're doing over and over and over again that you could make easier for yourself? You can get them into your journal. When you're looking at resistance, I'll often go, oh, it's really interesting now that I'm resisting this thing. Let's get into the journal and pick underneath it. And I'll go all toddler on myself and I'll go, I'm really resisting this. Why? Okay, so I'm resisting it because why? And then I'll ask why again and go deeper. And then I'll ask why again and go deeper. And then you'll get to the root cause of that resistance, which will allow you to see how you're going to proceed from here and how you're going to get past that resistance and into a new place. The other thing that you can do with it is, when you're actually looking at things that are really great in business. Now, I am not in any way advocating copying because copying is not cool. But if you are coming across things and you think, oh, that's really interesting, my question always there is, what is my version of that? And I can look at then brainstorming around what my version of a certain concept might be, or a certain thing might be. And I can really dig down and look at, how would that work in my business? What could I do around that? And this is generally, I don't look at other people within my sector, and I don't look at what other people are doing in my space, but I look at things that are happening on the outside so that I can see what it is that I can take from that and what the principles to learn from that particular thing are. The other great thing that you can do with your journal is supercharge your mindset, because when we keep things in our head, they have such a level of emotion attached to them. They have such a level of significance attached to them. And they have so many things that are going on in your head that you think, do you know what? It's been catastrophized now. And before you know it, you've made it into such a huge thing. And particularly with self-talk and with things that are going on inside of your head, I ask my gorgeous rockstars to play a little game that is called Truth or Big Fat Lie. And that is writing down the self-talk that is coming up in your world and looking at what it is that's coming up for you and deciding, actually, is that thing the truth or is it a big fat lie? Have I got things coming up for me right now that I need to work on, or have I simply gone out there and catastrophized something that's happening and something that I need to look at in a little bit of a different way? So we have a little game of truth or big fat lie where you can go through and you can write out what you're telling yourself and you can come back to it and decide, actually, is that a true thing? Is that something that I do need to work on? or is it a big fat lie? So journaling is great for many aspects of your business. I have a free mini program that is all about journaling in your business, and you'll find it in the description attached to this video, the link to it, so that you can go and get some more information and look at whether or not journaling is right for you. So have an absolutely epic day, and I hope that that's opened the doors a little bit more to journaling for you, and I'll speak to you soon.